So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so Week 10 of the NFL season is coming to a close, and for the Chicago Bears, they take a brutal loss at home to the Detroit Lions. In this video, I'm just going to give you all a quick little recap on what I saw during the game, give grades for offense, defense, special teams, and coaching. So without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing the Bears. Brutal loss for the Bears yesterday. They lose 31-30 at home to the Detroit freaking Lions at a very heartbreaking loss. But there was some good things we can take from this game. I'm not going to hold y'all for too much longer. Let's get straight into it. The big elephant in the room, how did Justin Fields play on Sunday? Well, again, another dominant performance by Justin Fields. He was 12 of 20 for 167 yards. Had 13 yards through the air, averaged 13 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns. He did throw a pick 6. He took 3 sacks, but he had a 99.4 quarterback rating, which is his lowest stretch through these 5 games. But Justin Fields has shown the talent, has shown the poise, and the determination to win. He looks like a superstar QB right now. He's playing like one. I mentioned in my preview video that he won NFC Player of the Week. The dude's been balling. I mean, making quick decisions with the ball. The interception was still kind of reminiscent of his rookie year. Still learning, to minimize those mistakes. But right after that play, he ran for like a 65-yard touchdown. So he is balling right now. He has become one of the premier dual threat quarterbacks in the past 5 games. But they need to get him some help. Period. Too many times, again, he's had to lead another potential game-winning drive, and that's happening way too often because, 1, the defense is not good, and 2, when they get leads, they be way too conservative with the play calling, especially late in games. So it creates a lot of pressure on him to go out there and get game-winning drives, in which he just cannot do with the way this roster is constructed. It's frustrating for him, but Justin Fields has played well these past 5 games. Hopefully he can keep it up. Rushing. Let's get to rushing. Again, Justin Fields leads the rushing category with 13 attempts for 147 yards. He averaged 11 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. This Fields has had to do everything for the Bears to be competitive. I mean, I've said it multiple times. He has to pass for an insane amount of yards. He has to do the most behind a pretty bad offensive line. And despite that, he has to rush for the ball too. So it's really difficult for him. He puts a lot of strain on defenses, but there's a lot of strain on his body as well because he has to do everything. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. He can use his legs. I would like to see him minimize the hits a little bit more. But 147 yards on the ground for a QB is amazing. I mean, the last time we've seen a QB with 147 yards in a game, the only QB I can name that can do that is Lamar Jackson. 67-yard touchdown run immediately after the Jeff Okudah pick 6, in which he was talking crap to Jeff Okudah after that touchdown. But Fields, he has to do the most on both sides of the ball as far as rushing and passing. Khalil Herbert, he only had 10 attempts for 57 yards. He did average 5 yards per carry, but again, wasn't too effective. They didn't go to them as much. David Montgomery's snaps are getting limited now too. 9 attempts, 37 yards, average 4 yards per carry. The running backs, I get that they can use Fields' legs, but you still have to use your running backs because now teams are going to start game planning for that. And the main way to counter that is you have to use your running backs. 10 carries for Khalil Herbert, 9 carries for David Montgomery is unacceptable in my opinion. Even though they had decent games, they're not influencing the game like I would like. So they got to get better on that front. I think that comes with play calling. I get Fields is a great runner, but you need to be a little bit more creative in your run game because late in games that becomes difficult to do. So overall good day for rushing. Receiving, Cole Kmet has turned himself into a very good tight end. He caught 2 touchdown passes yesterday. He had 7 targets, 4 receptions, 74 yards, a blown coverage touchdown where the Lions did not account for him. Fields is making Cole Kmet look like Travis Kelce. In fact, the only other tight end that has more touchdowns than Cole Kmet in this span is Travis Kelce. So, I'm happy for Komet. They're finally starting to use him more other than just a pass blocker. He's becoming a red zone threat. But he did get hurt at the end of the game. Hopefully he's okay. But I'm so glad that the Notre Dame prospect is finally starting to figure it out, and he's giving Fields another weapon. Other than that, Darnell Mooney only had 4 targets, 4 receptions for 57 yards. And other than that, the receiving game's still lacking. Byron Pringle made his debut. He did absolutely nothing. He only had 2 targets for 1 reception for 12 yards. Dante Pettis, he made 1 big catch. I'm really concerned about Claypool, even though he just got here. They haven't been utilizing him enough. They're still utilizing him like a gadget player, and they need to start utilizing him as a receiver more, because he's going to open up things for this offense. But, receiving other than Cole Kmet was kind of subpar on Sunday, and it kind of cost him a little bit towards the end of the game. But I can't be mad with 2 touchdowns by Cole Kmet. So overall, good day for the receiving. Let's get to this defense real quick. Now, Jack Sanborn, I forgot to mention in the last video, made his debut. I really do like Jack Sanborn, raw prospect out of Wisconsin. He can play. He was an undrafted free agent. He had 12 total tackles, 9 solo tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and would have had an interception if the blatant ref ball didn't start. I'll get to that in a minute. But other than that, Jaquan Brisker was our second leading tackler. Nobody else really made a big impact on defense. They gave up 31 points to the Detroit freaking Lions. Part of that is because of the refs, but when Jared Goff has at least 5 seconds to sit back there and throw, it's going to be a bad day for you. The corners cannot cover everybody for 5 seconds. And Amon-Ra St. Brown went crazy. He had 119 yards. He was cooking Jalen Johnson. Part of that's his own fault. Part of that is the defensive line not getting any pressure. And when they do get pressure, they cannot tackle the quarterback. So, defense, it's been a problem in these past few games. Giving up, this is their 3rd straight game, giving up 30 plus. So, not good on that front. But I do like Jack Sanborn. I think he's playing well. He's filled in well in that Mike linebacker role. I'm excited to see how he develops. Hopefully he can finally get that first career interception. The refs were absolutely atrocious in this game. Even though the Bears did have penalties that were their own fault, too many times, the refs would miss a penalty. The phantom hands to the face call, the non-calls on PI, the non-calls on holding. The refs have really influenced the game too much, and I've talked about this multiple times. You're going to need to start finding these refs for making bad calls, because they influence the game way too much, and it feels like the Bears have been on the wrong side of that influence these past few games. But overall, defense, they still have to do their job and at least hold the Detroit Lions to under 31 points. Special teams, I'd keep that short. Cairo Santos missed the field goal and missed the extra point, and that basically cost us the game. Khalil Herbert, he had a good kick return day. So I'm going to get straight into the grades. For offense, I'm going to give them a solid B. They cannot protect Fields as usual. Tevin Jenkins was out, and they missed him. But overall, Fields played great. He was making quick decisions with the ball. Still would like to see him throw for more than 20 times. Get the running backs more involved, and finally get Chase Claypool more involved in the offense. But other than that, you scored 30 points. You deserve to win. So I'm going to give them a solid B. Defense, they're going to get a D, because they did not come through when their offense needed them to come through. They did not get the ball back to the offense when they needed to. And 31 points to the Lions is unacceptable. So, and no sacks on Jared Goff, unacceptable, along with all the penalties. I'm going to give them a D. Special teams are going to get a straight up F, because Cairo Santos missed that extra point, and that cost us the game. Even though he's been good for us, 3 missed extra points, that's not good. So I'm going to give them a straight up F. Khalil Herbert did have a good day on kick return, but they didn't really influence the game like I thought they would. For coaching, I'm going to give them a solid B-. I felt like Luke Getsy called a pretty good game, but the penalties showed undiscipline. What else? The conservative play calling at the end of the game kind of cost us. Alan Williams has not done anything to warrant him getting an extension as a defensive coordinator. So I'm going to give them a solid D, a solid B-, because Luke Getsy, he called a near perfect game. He got them 30 points. He put them in a position to win, and Fields in a position to succeed. But still, there's still some things they need to clean up, especially with their personnel decisions. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully the Bears can rebound from this, this heartbreaking loss. But I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these Bears recap videos. Follow me on social media. I'm out. Bear down. Peace.